Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all had a fine evening. This morning we got some court out of Harris County, Georgia. Judge Webb. I don't know. Think it'll be pretty interesting. Let's see what we can find.
All right, good morning, Mr. Marriott. Can you hear me okay? All right, I'm Judge Webb. We have Eric Webb as your public defender. Mr. Ramondo is from the district attorney's office, and we have Deputy Brooks from the Harris County Sheriff's Office. You are charged with criminal damage to property in the second degree. Deputy Brooks, if you'll raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give shall be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, if you'll state your name and agency for the record and why you made this case against Mr. Marriott.
Mitchell Brooks. I work for the Harris County Sheriff's Office as a deputy. I made this case went out to a domestic dispute. At the dispute, the victim's property, her vehicle, was damaged by Mr. Marriott. The damage, she's going to need an estimate, but she valued it at approximately more than around $600. So that's why I made that charge in the case due to the value of the damage.
All right, Mr. Ramondo.
Just a very few questions. You talked to both Mr. Marriott as well as Miss Gibson, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And based off of both of their statements, based off of the damage, you made this case against Mr. Marriott, simply put.
That's correct. That's
Okay.
correct.
I don't have any further questions at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Webb.
What kind of car was it?
Let's see. I'd have to look back when I was not 100% sure what type of car it was.
Do you know who owned the car?
It'd be Miss Gibson, the caller, the victim.
Did you see the registration for the car?
I did not.
Did you see the insurance for the car?
I did not.
Did you have the title to the car?
I do not have the title. The Mr. Marriott advised that it was her vehicle.
He advised it was her vehicle.
Correct. Both him and Miss Gibson.
All right. Now then, did what was the damage to the vehicle?
The rear driver's window, not the big window that rolls up and down, but the little side window.
Mm-hmm.
It was busted out with a metal scooter, a scooter like a kid would ride around on. It damaged the window and the frame.
Uh-huh. And
also,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And also all around the car, there were several small dents from Mr. Marriott kicking the vehicle.
Was any of this audio taped or videotaped?
As far as the incident or as far as dash cam?
Well, let's start with the incident.
As far as the incident, Mr. Marriott advised that he does have cameras at his residence.
Mm-hmm. So do you know, so it was actually at his residence, is that right?
Correct.
Uh-huh. Just going back, as to the actual, once you arrived on the scene, was there any videotape or audio tape, from the car or body cam or anything of that sort?
I should have vehicle dash cam and audio, correct.
Okay, so you think that'd be available, right?
Yes.
The dash cam from the car there, correct?
Correct.
And so you got a statement from Mr. Marriott, is that correct?
Not a written statement, but a verbal statement, yes.
And what did he tell you?
He said that him and Miss Gibson were arguing and she locked herself inside the vehicle. He said that she covered her head up with a towel, and they have a small 2-year-old child that was inside the residence crying. And he said she was in the car for approximately 30 minutes and she wouldn't respond to him or answer anything. So he said he busted out the window to make sure she was okay because she wouldn't respond to him.
So he didn't know what kind of condition she was in with that towel over her head. Is that correct?
That's his side of the story, correct?
Yeah. All right. Let me ask you this here. You indicated it was his residence. Is that right?
That's what he told me. That's what Mr. Marriott advised. It was his residence.
Okay. Is that a house? Is that what that is? Or
Yes, sir.
it's a house? Okay. All right. And there was no physical injuries to anybody, correct?
Mr. Marriott had a cut on his finger, but he advised that he got it previous to that incident.
Not related to this incident. Is that
Correct.
accurate? Now then, as to the damages, you indicated that they don't have an estimate right now as to the value of the damages,
Correct. It was just a approximate value.
and that was just a guess. Is that what that was?
Yes,
Yep.
correct.
Yeah. So we don't have any, no body shops or anything like that have been consulted, or none of that, correct?
Not that I'm aware of, unless she's turned in anything to the DA's office. I'm not aware of anything.
Okay, all right. But again, I want to make sure Mr. Marriott advised you that the car belonged to Miss Gibson.
That's correct.
All right. And would that be on a dash cam or something like that, to your knowledge?
It should be on the dash cam.
Okay, all right.
Correct.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
First of all, not very thorough on that officer. There's several things he probably should have done. The other thing is, their young child was in the house and they're out there arguing and fighting. That ain't worth a damn. The other thing, she's trying to get away from him. She needs space for a little bit, you know. She goes sit in the car and he's out there pestering the hell out of her. No, it's got to happen right now, you know. But again, then both of them out there in the car and their little child is inside. It's like children having children. Aggravates the hell out of me.
All right, any follow-up, Mr. Raimondo?
No, ma'am. We would just argue that probable cause has been made in this case, and we would ask for it to be bound over to Superior Court, reviewing Mr. Marriott's criminal history. He has approximately 8 cycles. The only charge that is especially concerning to the state would be a battery. However, that was no billed in 2021. That was a Harris County case, but I'm not sure as of right now why it was no billed. The defendant also has a pending case in Sumter County from 2021, and I believe there was a recent DUI in Talbot. Other than that, there's no criminal history to note, so we just leave bond up to the court's discretion. The only special condition we would ask for would be a stay-away order from Ms. Gibson.
Your Honor, in
Ma'am?
regards to probable cause here, what we can have established, I believe, is that this vehicle, at least we believe it's owned by Ms. Gibson. Not really sure what kind of vehicle. We don't have the registration and all, but nonetheless, by the testimony that Mr. Marriott seemed to acknowledge that it was in fact Ms. Gibson's vehicle. The value of the damages to the vehicle are uncertain. It's just been, we don't know exactly if it meets the threshold of the $500 at this point. It's just speculative, as to what that is. And therefore, I would ask the court to, since we don't have any definitive proof that it would meet the value of the $500, which is required on the criminal damage to property second-degree statute, that a court make a finding of probable cause as to the lesser charge of criminal trespass, which, as the court is aware, does not involve any amount of damage, or at least an amount of damage less than $500. Obviously, there's damages to the car, but we just don't know the value of those damages, and therefore I would ask for a finding of probable cause on the lesser charge of criminal trespass.
Mr. Raimondo, do you have anything to?
My response is, Your Honor, the state would argue at this time, the estimated value by the victim would be good enough evidence at this stage for probable cause on the criminal damage charge. Rest assured, if the state gets a different valuation later, we will absolutely amend the charge down to appropriately reflect a different estimate or a different valuation we get from a shop or something else.
And Deputy Brooks, you didn't know the car?
I have to pull it up in the report.
All right, next time you come to a preliminary hearing, your report will help you. I promise you. All right, I am gonna bind it over as criminal damage to property. Do I need to hear from the victim? I know that, well, she's in here, Mr. Raimondo, or not?
And Your Honor, I believe that
Raising her hand to speak.
with the victim's
Okay.
rights, she can address the court. I have a copy of the officer's police report, and just for the court's, the car was a Honda Accord 2012 model.
All right, Ms. Gibson, is there something you'd like to say at this stage?
Yes, actually, yes, car is a 2012 Honda Accord. There was nothing wrong with it whatsoever. His footprints are all over the side of the car, including multiple dents. There was blood on the top of the vehicle from his hand. There is the bathroom door that is busted through, where it is shown where he has kicked through, and I have video evidence of everything, including me showing myself on the camera, me popping my head up and speaking to him, and talking to him multiple times throughout the entire hour of this going on, before he decided to come through with a scooter and break my door. As you can see in the video, if you would like me to show you, I popped my head up right as he has a scooter in his hands, threatening to break down my door. And me telling him multiple times, no, do not break down my door. I'm fine. Just leave me alone. We were arguing, but he was drinking. So it's not the first time he has done this. We have a case out in Marietta County for trespassing, where he broke my bathroom door there, busted my camera, put his hands around my throat, and he's multiple times threatened me with my gun, so, to the point that I had to sell it. I'm sorry. He's done a lot towards me and my daughter that I don't want him near me, and I need him to fix my car.
Okay, Ms. Gibson, thank you. I am going to put a stay away order in the bond. I'm going to leave the bond at $5,000, which is what I had it at the initial appearance hearing. Is there anything else, Mr. Raimondo, from the victim?
Just Ms. Gibson, have you had an opportunity to give the officer the video you said you took?
No, I was not able to. Then I was too worried about getting him off the property and all this and that, and we was dealing with all of that. I did go through and record, or screen record all of my cameras, showing everything. It started at about 11 o'clock and ended as soon as the police got there, about 12:30.
Okay, I'm going to reach out to you through our victim advocate to arrange us getting a copy of that video recording. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Mr. Webb, you can reiterate. I'm going to tell you, Mr. Marriott, I'm keeping the bond as it is. I cannot reiterate enough that you have zero contact with this victim. If you do, you can be rearrested and charged with aggravated stalking. That is a charge that you will not get a bond for. So it is very important that you adhere to everything that the court tells you to legally. Do you have any questions, Mr. Marriott? No statements, any questions?
At the moment, but also Deputy Brooks is here too. There was another officer there upon arrest who was pretty belligerent, and when I was trying to give my statement to Deputy Brooks multiple times, came up and started using very vulgar language towards me. Also, I was not Mirandized advising my rights. I was told I was.
Well, listen, this is something you do need to talk to your attorney about. These are things that you're going to have to talk to your attorney if you want to. Well, Mr. Webb, you can advise him of who he needs to talk to and who he doesn't.
That'd be all for today, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, just be clear, Mr. Marriott, do not reach out from the jail or anywhere else. All right, thank you, Deputy Brooks, you may be excused. Thank you, Ms. Gibson, good luck. We'll send you a copy of the bond conditions.
Okay, well, there it is. Yeah, I worry about him. He's it sounds like he's had a bit of a violent past towards her and everything. She needs to get away from him, and I think he's where he needs to be right now. Unreal. Okay, I'm going to be headed down to Savannah today. I think Mike's going to be flying out, so we'll pass each other again. I hope y'all have a beautiful Sunday. I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.